Okay, so today is day 9, and we continue our countdown towards our investor presentation, the Stronghold Digital Mining investor presentation, which of course will go over Q4 22 results, which we're all really excited to get the details about, but that will also provide us with some incredibly crucial context and color regarding how we're doing right now in the midst of a very, very tumultuous Q1 2023. Tumultuous not so much in the sense that our core operations are tumultuous, but just, the environment that we're operating in is very, very tough. Just within the past 24 hours, a fairly significant financial institution which works with the Bitcoin slash crypto community is evidently liquidating. So understandably, that's putting tremendous pressure once again on the Bitcoin ecosystem, the crypto ecosystem, if you will. Not to mention the fact that it really does appear as if though the U.S. Federal Reserve is signaling their intent to really continue to aggressively raise interest rates, which, for a variety of reasons, which are kind of beyond the scope of, our little chat today, are not conducive, right, for equity prices necessarily doing so well, just, sort of like in a general sense. All of that being said, though, when I look at the dashboard, and I was just kind of looking at it a moment ago, I see that, okay, Bitcoin is evidently trading at around the $20,000 a coin mark. The network hash rate as of the last scan was just under 300 exahash, and our Bitcoin priced in dollars per megawatt hour was around 68.83. And of course, let's say worst case scenario, let's say we're producing electricity at our power plants. Our guided net cost of power for Q1 2023 is between $45 and $50 a megawatt hour. Let's say worst case scenario, we're closer to the $50 a megawatt hour price point. We still have a nice margin, a reasonable margin between our net cost of power, assuming it stay close to 50, and, Bitcoin priced in dollars per megawatt hours of roughly, 68 to $70 at this moment in time. So we have the flexibility to do, as we've said right before, a variety of things. We can generate electricity, which, what's great about electricity? Everybody needs it, right? It's not as if though we create a product that we're now suddenly thinking, gosh, is anybody going to want to buy what we, have to sell? Electricity is just one of those things that powers modern life. So, at a baseline level, that should give us all tremendous comfort. The lighting in the environment that I'm in right now, the electricity that I use to power my computer, the electricity that I use to recharge my phone, it's all actually part of the PJM PPL zone in the grid. And it actually sometimes gives me great comfort to think to myself that there are going to be instances when Panther Creek in particular might be generating electricity at the power plant and then selling that electricity, right, routing that electricity to the PJM grid, which in turn, I'm a part of that zone of the grid. So occasionally, I don't do this all the time, I'll, turn on a light switch and I'll think to myself, you know what? This electricity could very well be coming from Panther Creek. So our product is one which really powers modern life, okay? Now, given the fact that grid prices have been on the lower side, that's not a bad thing, because bear in mind, we can always then use that lower cost electricity to power our data centers, which contain our Bitcoin mining machines. So it potentially gives us a much bigger profit margin, right, in the process. All of that being said, it appears as if though we're probably going to be going into, once again, some turbulent skies as markets, not only, here in North America, but it seems around the world, gyrate as a result of what's going on, with the U.S. Central Bank and their, desire to raise interest rates, or at least are signaling a desire to raise interest rates, aggressively into the future. Which, again, all things being equal, inflation is not a good thing, right? I think, I chatted with a buddy of mine who originally is from Argentina, and he tells me that yes, you can kind of, life goes on with close to 100% inflation, but it's not. It's ultimately not really conducive to I think what most people would like insofar as a day-to-day living situation. So, with all of that said, the Fed's got to do what it's got to do. We at Stronghold Digital Mining, right, our company, the company that we are all like shareholders of, right? So we're all thinking to ourselves, hey, how are we going to survive this? Well, we got to just focus on the basics. The basics are we got to keep our data centers operational all the time. We need to have that option on standby because lately we've been using that option a lot. We need to make sure that we keep our power plants as healthy as possible, bearing in mind that to the extent we're not running them as much, or maybe not running them at as high of a level as we might if we were selling all of our electricity into the grid, down the road, that's a good thing because it means that we're not necessarily going to incur operations and maintenance expenses to our boilers as soon as we would if we were, blasting away at 110% of nameplate capacity. We're also focusing on managing our costs, right? That's something that's always a focus, but especially now, it's especially important. We've taken steps, right, to work with our primary lender at this point to make sure that we're sort of like collaboratively working together to make sure we can survive, right, this crypto winter, and that it could be a win-win situation for everyone. So we're doing everything we can at this point. I'm looking forward to this investor presentation. So, today's day 9, tomorrow's going to be day 10. At some point this month, I anticipate, absent something that's, quite remarkable, I anticipate we are going to have that investor presentation. I think it's going to be really exciting. But I want to acknowledge that it can be a bit scary just given the environment that we're in right now. When you see markets falling, you see financial institutions liquidating that have been helpful to the Bitcoin community, right? I mean, these sorts of things can understandably be unsettling. I like to then focus on, hey, what's in our control? What's going on with our business? What are we doing? What do our numbers look like? Do we have a margin of potential profit that we could be using right now? We do. All of that stuff rebuilds my sense of confidence and my sense of certainty that when it comes to our business, what we are doing on a day-to-day basis, on an hourly basis, makes sense, okay? And that we're in very, very good hands. We have a true dream team of a management team, and I'm exceptionally grateful that we have the individuals that we have in place in management who are helping to guide us through this crypto winter. And I remain, as always, incredibly thankful for everybody who works at the company, who on a day in and day out basis do what they do to help us move forward in a constructive and healthy and productive way. We're going to get through this, but it's going to be a journey, needless to say. Okay, tomorrow's day 10. See you then.